Okay, so we have two pictures here. In the first picture, Caitlin's hair is flying away. And in the second picture, her hair looks much better, but Dane's face has a funny expression. So, what we're going to do is go to the first picture, the one with Dane looking cool, and get our marquee tool and select Dane's face. Copy, Control Tab to get to the next picture, and paste. Then we're going to move that face and line it up the best that we can. Now let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. And you can see, let's just zoom out a little bit. You can see over on this side I haven't quite got the clouds lining up, and over here also the clouds don't line up. Now we can reduce our opacity in the layers palette. Opacity, go down to about 50%. And that's going to really help us line up the eyes to begin with. Then you can use your cursor keys to make fine adjustments up and down, back and forth until the eyes really sparkle. Sometimes you're not going to get it just right, but when it's lined up, you can see that the irises do sparkle better. So it's about right there. Let's bring our opacity back up and click on this little eyeball again in the layers palette. I think that it's all lined up pretty good. Even the clouds look pretty good, except right in this area, which we can fix later. So now we're going to create a layer mask. In the layers palette, create layer mask. It says add layer mask right down here. Little button, you click on that. Make sure at this point that your foreground background colors are black and white, and then select your brush tool and put the brush tool in dissolve mode dissolve. Okay, now right here again with the clouds we had a problem there, so we are going to just go over that area. Now I see that it's doing nothing, which means that I'm on the wrong color. So you can shift your colors again right back over here, black to white. A shortcut is to use the X key, and that changes those colors from black to white. Now when I go over that cloud, it looks just right. Now you can see where the shirt doesn't line up here. I'm going to zoom in so you can get a better idea of what I'm doing. Right over here there's a line where we're getting rid. That's what the layer mask is about. I'm going to go right up to his shirt collar. We're putting in, getting rid of the old shirt. I'm going to zoom out a bit. And I'm just going to swipe all over this area to get rid of that part of what we pasted. Just that part. Now if I go up and start messing with his ear, you can stop wherever you want, you know. Whatever works. Here's the neck. Make my tool a little bit smaller. Hit the X key again and get the good neck back. And just make it, find some elements that, find the elements that work and things match up. So I'm sticking with that shirt collar and the other neck. Now I'm going to come back with the blur tool later and get rid of that little pixelated area. Now here's a spot on his side of his face, which is a little bit tricky. Which neck do we want? Which collar? Oh, that looks pretty good. Got the collars lining up pretty good there. So I'm going to stick with that. Yeah, that color. There. And just his ear that's left to deal with. He's probably going to like the smaller ear rather than the bigger one. Now everything's looking pretty good. If I go smaller, I think we did pretty good. So now I'm just going to flatten this image, layer, flatten image, and zoom back in and use my blur tool to blur. Where's the blur tool? Right here's the blur tool, just to blur the areas that I can see some pixels on the borders. Right back over on that spot on his neck. Zoom out a bit. Check to see how our clouds are looking. There's that one spot on this side where I think I need to make a little bit of an adjustment with my, which one is that? Called the healing brush tool. And just, hang on, just blend, blend. Pretty easy with clouds and water. I think that looks pretty good. So now we're going to say File, Save As, and I'll just insert a B after the number B. And I did this before, so I'll have to replace an earlier version. I save in Quality 11, Baseline Standard. That's done. So they're going to be happy with that.